Hey guys, Chris Cooper here, founder of Execute Your Passion, author of Achieve Your Dreams and Get Shit Done. And as a lifestyle and procrastination expert, I help folks just like you, entrepreneurs as well as professionals, stop quitting, stop procrastinating, and ultimately learn how to start succeeding in business and in various areas of your life. And I'm excited today because I got a few questions for you. I was doing some light reading and I realized a couple of statistics that really hit home. The first is that 80% of New Year's resolutions are broken by Valentine's Day. Did you know that 98% of Western culture quits everything that we try or everything that we start? Also, 700 million adults desire to move to another country. 81% of people believe they have a book inside of them. And 6 out of every 10 people want to lose weight. We're not self-conscious at all, are we? And then 85% of people are less than extremely satisfied with their current jobs or their careers or professions. So, I mean, those facts, although staggering, really kind of go to the root of what I really do, which is in my space of procrastination annihilation. Before I jump into that, I got a few questions for you as well. Are you ready for change, but don't know where to ultimately begin? Basically, are you looking to get to the next level, but don't know what to do differently? And usually it's just something small, but you don't know what to do differently in order to get to where you want to be. Maybe you're like me and how I used to be. Are you tired of starting and stopping and starting and stopping? Tons of jobs, tons of diets, tons of programs, anything. Relationships, go figure, right? Starting and stopping all the time. And you're just tired of it? Do you feel like time is passing you by or that you're wasting your time? Or on the flip side, are you incredible? Is your life wonderful and you're rocking and you're rolling, but guess what? You know there's still more that you could be doing and that you should be doing. So if any of these questions resonate with you, that's why I put together this short video. Just to kind of share with you some lessons learned that I've learned and to give you a special invitation to take this even further so that way we can spend some time together so I can help you ultimately, guess what? Get shit done. Yes, as you heard, I am the procrastination annihilator. And I'm going to tell you one thing about procrastination. If you don't annihilate it, it will come back over and over again. So let me back up for a second. Let me reintroduce myself. Hi, my name is Chris Cooper, and I am a recovering professional procrastinator. Now, why would I introduce myself like that? Because the first step on the road to recovery in any type of thing is to admit that you have a freaking problem to begin with. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to acknowledge that that procrastination has personally stopped me in my life. It's cost me job opportunities. It's cost me business opportunities. It's cost me relationships. It's cost me financial deals. It's cost me so much. But the interesting thing about procrastination is that most of us don't know what it's really costing us because oftentimes the costs are incalculable. So what I've learned is that, procrastination is indeed a disease, and yes, I'm using that word strategically. And if procrastination is a disease, then the only cure that you can have is, guess what? It's action, taking action. And the fact that you're even listening to this video right now or watching this video means that you're one that definitely takes action. So clap, 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 applaud you. I honor you for taking action to even investigate what this whole procrastination thing is all about and how you can ultimately get over it. So what I want to do is I want to give you a very special invitation to join me for 6 weeks so we can intimately dive deep into my Get Shit Done system, as well as I'm going to give you 6 tips in a few minutes or so, a little later, about how to ultimately get shit done. But before I jump into that, let me tell you about how this stuff works. See, I have clients on 4 different continents. I've helped individuals from housewives all the way through multi-million-dollar CEOs. I help students that are just trying to figure things out to individuals whose relationships and finances are in turmoil. And we've got some incredible and amazing results. Now, you can read some of the testimonials and stuff below, but just a sampling of it, I've helped individuals get $20,000 increases in their jobs. I helped individuals, transform and turn around their company, seeing 300 to 400% increases in their business and in their customers and in their clientele. I've helped individuals, launch a brand new business, leave corporate America. I've helped individuals even do something that seems small, but actually get over the fear of skydiving and taking a risk and doing some things. So it doesn't matter necessarily what your specific goal is. At the end of the day, I want to share with you that I have learned from the masters well over a decade of information that I've acquired from investing heavily in myself, hundreds of thousands of dollars beyond my formal education, to understand one thing. And that one thing that I became somewhat obsessed with was simply this. Why do we do the things that we do? And better yet, what's stopping us from getting everything that we know that we desire and that we ultimately want? So if that's you, I invite you to come along with me for a 6-week journey as we dive into this get shit done process and system and make some awesome things happen. So Chris, you keep talking about this system. What the hell is a system? Well, let me share that with you. It's very simple. See, we try to oftentimes overcomplicate things and make them much bigger and much more involved than they need to be. So what I figured out is that, 5 is a pretty good number, and my system has 5 key components. The first component, which I think is the most important thing, because I've learned from one of my personal mentors, Mr. Tony Robbins, that success is 80% psychology and only 20% mechanics. So the first part of my system is, guess what? Psychology, laying the foundation, changing the way you think, the way you look at things, understanding, your physiology, understanding what you focus on and what you believe, even the language that you use that is keeping you bound by the shackles of procrastination, whether you want to admit it or not. But I hope that you're at least beginning to admit it. So psychology is the basis of my system. Followed by, on top of that, the next layer is simply this: planning. Now, I don't know about you, but I've written tons and tons of plans, and sometimes they get done, and sometimes they don't. And if you're like me, you probably have many more plans that didn't get done as opposed to the ones that actually were able to get done. So it's not only about the planning process, you have to be very strategic in that. I'm going to give you an awesome tool to break that down, to really make it focused and smart and really allow you to really be able to execute the plan. But the execution is everything. So that's the third step in my process, which is really taking action. Because if you have a plan, it's just, if I just have a book and I'm not talking about it, guess what? It's just the book. It's just sitting there, dormant, not doing anything. That's one of my pet peeves. Can I rant for just for 1 second? One of my pet peeves is that people say, oh, knowledge is power. And you know what? I agree with them to a certain extent. It's not the knowledge that is powerful. It's the application of the knowledge which is possible, which is powerful and possible for that matter. So I want you to think about that. So in my system, I begin with psychology, then we build on the actual proper planning, and then we ultimately take action on the plan. But you can't take action one time. See, I'm working on my fitness, as you can see, right? But, one thing is this. If I want washboard abs or a six-pack showing and all that kind of stuff, I can't go to the gym just one time. I have to be consistent in my behavior. Therefore, the fourth step in my system is about being consistent on the actions that you're taking that's based on the plan that's fundamentally founded upon the psychology. And the last step to it is simply this. The fifth, and I guess, and most powerful step, in my opinion, is the accountability. You have to have accountability. You have to tell someone. You got to have someone that's there that's going to assist you and help you remain consistent in taking the actions based on the plan that's based on the ultimate psychology. See, guys, I know I just solved the, world's biggest problems in what, 3-5 minutes? No, I'm joking, but actually, no, I'm really not. Because at the end of the day, this 5-step system can really do some awesome and incredible things. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. In my 6-week course, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into each of these individual elements and these smaller pieces, and we're going to create an amazing plan that you're going to implement, and you're going to get some results. Basically, guess what? You're going to ultimately get shit done because you deserve to have everything that you want, and you deserve to live the life that you desire. So having said that, I promise this. I wanted to give you just 6 quick tips before I get out of here today, just to ultimately help you as you think about, wrap your mind around this procrastination thing and how you can ultimately get shit done in various areas of your life. The first step in my 6, or the first tip that I have for you, is simply this. A small step is still a step. See, for most of us, what we like to do is, we want to, go from smoking 4 packs of cigarettes a day into being a quitter overnight. Guess what? It doesn't quite happen like that for most of us. There's a progression. So if you're trying to work out, you're trying to really get your fitness on, walk around the block the first day. Then you can begin to jog. Then you can begin to run, and then you can run the marathon. I'm talking about doing a Tough Mudder, in a couple of months, and it's going to be incredible and wonderful. So, but understand, I have to build up to that. You just can't do that overnight. So the first tip in order to get shit done is to understand that a small step is still a step. The second thing is kind of what I talked about in my systems. You got to make plans. You've heard the old adage, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. The third step is simply this. You got to follow through, and that's where I talked about the action piece that's in my system. In addition to that, you got to ultimately tell somebody. Now, let me caution you in this, guys. You can't tell somebody that's worse off than you. If you're trying to stop smoking or stop drinking or stop hanging out or really move forward in your career, don't have somebody that's worse off than you. Tell somebody that's going to probably ultimately be doing better than you, or at least can see exactly where you ultimately want to go and can support you in that. The fifth part of it is simply this. The fifth tip I'm going to give you is this. You got to have a due date. Notice I did not say a deadline. Deadline is it's so morbid. You know, the root word of deadline is dead. Who wants to be dead? I want to live. And I know you want to live as well. So what I would say is a due date, because any woman that's ever had a baby knows that sometimes they miscalculate. Sometimes the date is earlier, sometimes it has to be pushed back. But at the end of the day, rest assured, that baby is coming. So it's not a license not to continue to procrastinate and not to get shit done, but just to understand that you have to give yourself somewhat of a due date to be able to vacillate in order to create the things that you want. And the last step of the process is simply this. The last step, or last tip that I want to give you today is simply this. You got to keep your goal in sight. I'm actually about to prepare to create an even new vision board for myself. So that way I can keep my goals out in front of me. So that way I'm able to see exactly where I'm going. Because without vision, as you've heard before, the people definitely perish. So having said that, guys, I want to give you a special invitation to join me for the next 6 weeks as we dive into learning the process of ultimately getting shit done. I know you want more in your life. I know you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you know that regardless of where you are now, you could be doing better and you could ultimately be helping a lot more individuals. So what we're going to do in this system is I'm going to break down this system. I'm going to go over my process over the next 6 weeks. I am going to swiftly kick your ass, guys. I'm going to push you probably farther than you've been pushed before, but I hope that you're up for the challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open registration up shortly. And what's going to happen is, it's not intended for a million people to be in this program. It's for a small select group of individuals that have accepted and that are ready and willing to take their lives to the next level. And to be kind of the examples to set the standard and raise the bar for their families, for our community, and for society at large. So what I'm going to do is the first 15 individuals are going to get a 50% discount off of the actual course program and the course materials. And guess what? I don't want your money, because at the end of the day, I want the transformation. So if you get into week 1, even up to week 2 of the process, and you feel like it's not working for you, it's not worth your time, guess what? I will give you my I love this training guarantee, money back guarantee. I will give you your money back, because it's not about that. It's about the transformation that you're going to ultimately be able to create. So as I said, procrastination is a disease. Action is a cure. I'm inviting you to step up, take accountability, take responsibility for your life, and let's go and get some shit done. Once again, all the details of the program are listed below. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys online in the virtual Get Shit Done campus. Where we're going to do some awesome and incredible things. Because at the end of the day, I want you to remember this. The sky is not the limit. It's only the beginning. Breakthroughs are sexy, so let's get shit done so that way you can achieve your dreams. Guys, I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to making some incredible things happen. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you online. Don't forget, limited availability. So take action, not later, but right now. I'll see you online, guys. Thanks so much.